Oh my goodness, you guys. Hola, ¿cómo está? Hey, you guys, how are you? How are you? Oh my goodness. Okay, so yes, you caught me late, right? So, but I'm excited to be here, you guys, once again, a long, long, long day, right? But I am your hostess, Larissa Bella. Yes, yes, yes. I'm here, you guys. So, the subject tonight, because of course I'll just get right into it. The um, the subject tonight is: does trauma play a part, or does it have an effect in your relationship? Right? And I do have a guest. I do have a guest that's coming on tonight to give us more insight, professional insight on this, because so many times, you guys, we go through our things in relationships, and whether we know it or not, or whether we recognize it or not, there it's because of trauma. It's because of past trauma as a child, or as an adult. So yes, that's the subject of tonight. The topic: does trauma affect your relationship? Um, you guys, I'm gonna need y'all to uh, bear with me, because I, I need my guest to come on. Let me see. Okay. Yes. Okay, ma'am. So I guess I'll be waiting for her to come on. But um, yes, this is a serious conversation, I feel, because um, you know, whether the person we're with, they experienced abuse, right? Some type of abuse, physical, um, verbal abuse, and neglect. You know, it could be anything that they carry on into adulthood. It could be anything that even in adulthood, people that go to war, you have them coming back, and that's trauma within itself. So they're bringing that back to their marriages. They're bringing that back to their relationships. Um, so I really, really want to dive into that. And one thing that I do notice with trauma in relationships a lot is with men and their mothers. Like what I hear, what I've seen, it's really a big thing how men treat their women depending on what they went through as a child with their mom, how they respect their mom, how they view their mom. So I feel like that's really important. And some of you women are clueless to that, because that's something that they don't talk about, right? Like men could say, she has daddy issues and things like that. So, you know, yeah, they're bringing that into the relationship. And like I say, physical abuse is also one of the major things that I feel that comes from, childhood trauma, and it carries on into adulthood, be that male or female. Um, that's a very big thing that's carried on into the relationship. So I felt like it was really important that I speak on this, because a lot of people, you are going through it in your relationships, and you have no idea where this behavior is coming from, where this attitude is coming from. Because, like I said, these can be really nice in the beginning, everything's going great, and then all of a sudden, these issues come up, and you don't know where they're coming from. You know, you don't even know that you're triggering these emotions, right? You don't know that certain things you say or certain things you do can be triggering um, to this person that you're with, and so it affects them. They react to it, you know, and a lot of times they're reacting to it negatively. Like, so, you're wondering why they're snappy. What is this about? They don't want to talk about it. So once again, this is the issue here. So yes, I think it's very, very important. I wish you guys come in and just really, I don't know why y'all acting shy. I really don't. Because we don't do shy up over here. You know, I don't know what it is. So you can calm down. You're invited. You're welcome to comment, to give your opinion, all of that stuff, because I value all of you guys' opinions and your comments. And, it's nice to see what other people, how they feel or how they view certain situations. So I'm very, very interested in what you guys think, bring light into what you think, because it could give somebody else um, a way of thinking, a way to deal with it. So yes, you guys, it is very, very important, because in relationships, you really don't know what's going on once things kind of simmer down. The reality, becomes real in the relationship, and you haven't noticed this certain thing about this person, and you like, every time I say this, they trip, or if I do this, it's a big thing, and you may not think that it's a big thing, but it's a big trigger to them. And so we just want to know, like, what is up with that? I am. Yes, you guys. So where's Dr. Bell? Where's Miss Dr. Bell at? Okay, because I'm looking for you, lady. Yes, 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 you guys. So one of the things, as y'all know, I have my little notebook with me. I'm not all the way professional yet, but we're getting there, right? Yeah, so and in these traumas, right, it can make the relationship toxic, even dangerous, you know, because now this person that you thought, say for instance, whether it be male or female, depending on what the trauma is, now they're drinking, right? So now they got this habit of they're drinking now. And when they drink, they become violent, right? And that very well, possibly, most likely have something to do with their childhood trauma. That's how they feel like they could deal with it. But since they're in a relationship, you're the person that they're lashing out at, right? And there you go again, wondering what's going on, what's happening here. And me, I'm not an expert, but I feel like, I don't know if you want to ask your partner or spouse, like, let's go to therapy, But first of all, I really feel like one-on-one therapy for them should be first before a couple therapy. And a lot of people don't want to admit it. A lot of people don't talk about traumas. A lot of people don't even know that it exists within them. Honestly, they just really don't know. And so how can you? How do you approach that when you have a little bit of insight on it, but the person that you with don't, and they may become angry that you even bring it up, because they're not trying to bring up those emotions. They're not trying to deal with them, but yet it comes out, right? Whether they want to acknowledge it or not, it still comes out in that. And yeah, like I said, I got no notes. You guys, I wrote down religious abuse. And after I wrote it, I was thinking, what does that mean? What does that mean? And so many people, you know, you go, how can religion be abusive? There's a lot of kids that's abused within the church. There's a lot of kids that get sick, like when I was younger, you couldn't go to sleep in church, baby. You was gonna get your ass. Yeah, you was gonna get your ass whooped if you fell asleep in church. That's just what it was. And you never know. Everybody reacts to things differently. So I feel, yes, there can be a such thing as that. You never know how people react to things in their lives that cause them trauma personally, right? You just don't know. So, you guys, I'm just here to put light on how trauma can, and it will, not just can, but it will affect your relationship if that person haven't dealt with any of that trauma, right? Like, like I said, certain words could trigger them. And now they're angry. You don't know why they don't want to talk about their feelings. They couldn't. That was something that they couldn't express. So they probably really, really wanted to, but couldn't. Probably even got in trouble for expressing themselves. So once again, if you're in a relationship and you feel like there's trauma there that's affecting your relationship, then you really need to take a deeper look on if you feel like your spouse or whoever you're with, are they willing to accept that that's what's going on? Or if you're the person that has the trauma, you haven't even recognized it, right? But one thing you can do is notice like there's certain things someone say that pisses you off. You know what I'm saying? There's certain things that someone does that reminds you of something, right? And you just have this bad feeling or you just shut off about it. But you really don't know why. But at the same time, you might have a clue or something why. So if you're the person that's dealing with the trauma, like it could very well be a problem in your relationship. You're bringing that to your relationship. And it's like I said, sometimes people, you don't even know you're doing it, but it's facts. You're doing it. You're doing it. You just don't know. You probably don't have no one to talk to, right? And so that could be that could be a problem within itself. Um, and once again, if you really love the person you're with and you're the one that's dealing with this trauma, you need to decide, um, and don't decide as as selfishness. You know what I mean? Like some people know it, and you go, so what? You spazzing out on them, but you don't care. And no, you need to care. You need to care because now you're inviting someone into that trauma. You're bringing them in there. You're making them relive your trauma with you now. Because whatever it was, now you're making them take it on with you. And that's not fair. That's not right. And some of you are aware that you're doing it. Like I said, you just don't care. And if you're not aware and you know that there's things in your past that you haven't gotten over, and you notice that you're doing this, you're taking it out on the person that you're with, baby love, it's no, no, it's not healthy for neither one of you because trauma is some type, I feel, it's some type of abuse. It just is, you know? And even in adulthood, you may say like, yeah, I didn't have any childhood trauma. As an adult, some people aren't physically abused as a child, but they are when, in marriages and relationships, you are. There's a lot of men that's abused by women. So you may have not experienced it as a child, but as an adult, you have gone through that. Like I said, people that have gone to war, you come back and your mind is just like, what the fuck? Even being locked up in prison, that could traumatize someone. So even being locked up for so long and now you're out, adjusting to new things, just adjusting, mentally. You have to adjust to things and so you're used to being a certain way, right? And so now you're in this relationship, and in relationships, it's a give and take thing. It's not just this is what it is. And you just don't know what that might trigger. You know, a lot of women have left relationships. A lot of women have left marriages because their husband was in war or locked up for a while, and they could be aggressive. You know what I mean? Like, um, even being locked up, there's men that's raped, you know, and so they get out and they carry that into their relationship. They're raping their women. You know what I'm saying? So there's so many different traumas that you can go through that you're bringing into this relationship. And so I'm just really like I said, I wanted to bring light on that because of Watamelon Thicc, baby, we get down and nasty and dirty and all these things, but at the same time, I still want us to be aware of other issues in relationships. It's not just about sex and we having fun and all these things, because that's just a bonus. That's a plus in relationships, right? You have to make sure that even with all that, you're in a healthy relationship, right? That you're communicating, that you can communicate. And then you have to decide, is this relationship safe for me? Not just physically, but mentally. Is it safe for me? Not just mentally, but spiritually. Is it safe for me? Is it okay for me? Is that person reassuring you that if they are aware of their traumas, that they're ready to get some help? You know, and in the Black community, we have this big thing about therapy and stuff like that, and it's healthy, honestly. Like, you just being able to talk to someone and just really getting shit off your chest and just be like, this is how now we all know you can't say certain shit. Baby, clack clack. You cannot say but just to be able to get things off your chest. And not just that, I feel like, because I go to therapy. I'm real honest about that, baby. Let me tell you, because yeah. And it's healthy, so it'll make you realize some things about yourself. Like, wow, this is why I react to this way. You know, it makes you really think about why you react to things this way. Why does this sound make you do? You'll be surprised. Even sounds are triggers, right? Even sounds, your spouse or whatever, they could be working around the house, anything, any little thing could trigger that. And you have no idea what's going on with them, you guys. So I just really, really wanted to tap in on traumas and relationships. I don't know where Dr. Bill. You know what, you guys? I told her I was gonna text her before, but I figured I'll just be like, "Bam, invite." And she'll be here. So, you guys, I don't know what's going on. Y'all know I don't. I'm not sugarcoating nothing, baby. I'm, I'm not sugarcoating anything, and I sent it off. I don't know what's going on. Yes. So once again, I felt like it's important for um, this to be addressed, and for it to be addressed um, as far as relationships, and I always say spouse and all these things. And you know I'm thinking about relationships with your family, because sometimes, like I said, you go to jail, you go off to war, and you might even be in a relationship and you're being abused, right? And your family doesn't know that. Your kids, your mom, your parents, you know, your close relatives, they don't even know what happened to you. But when there's a gathering or there's a certain conversation or something, that person, if you're the family member or the child, that's experiencing this with someone, and you notice that if there's a certain conversation, if there's a certain sound or words or anything, and this person just kind of goes crazy or berserk, I want you to understand that that could possibly be some hidden trauma there that's causing them to spaz out like that, you know. And I don't know anybody that's really been exempt from childhood trauma. And you go, well, it's normal. You hear a lot of people, it's normal, because sometimes it's cultural, right? Certain things happen in the families and no one says anything because that's just how it is. No, that's not right. That's not right, because what you're doing, this child is growing up and they will be an adult, and you hear it all the time, well, especially when it comes to someone that's been sexually abused, molested, oh, well, I hurt this person because I was hurt. You hear a lot of that. And so even bringing someone into your life, You have to be mindful. You have to be careful. We have to start taking our time to really get to know these people that we're bringing into our lives, because a lot of times, we have what they call it, where, you got a lot of uh, blended families. Yes, blended families. You have a lot of blended families. And, and I just can't keep saying the men, because you got women that's predators out here. That's, they're looking for these young boys. They're predators just like the men. And you bring them into your home, and you don't know this trauma, right? You don't know this trauma that has taken place in their lives, and now you got them in your household, and now your kids are in danger. Yes, it's real. It's real. You may not want to think about it, but if something, you guys, we have to trust our intuition. How about that? Stop doubting yourself. You have to trust your intuition that, you know, and I'm not saying everybody that drink has trauma. I'm not saying, that's just made, look, that's they get off, that's what relaxes them, all that, but you still have to be mindful. And I know a lot of you, a lot of you feel this way, like, dang, every time, you know that there's a trigger. You've been with this person long enough to have noticed certain things that you say, certain things that you do, you're triggering that trauma in them. And like I said, they're not talking about it, but that could be dangerous. I want to touch in on every aspect of it, because it's true. When you have a lot of men in your household, and they went through this trauma, they're not going to tell you. Even when it comes to your boys, you got your boys in the household. Man, you got this woman, you don't know what she's been through. You don't know what she's been through. And it's not just friends, it's their family members. So now they're not even talking about this trauma, but the person that caused them this trauma is also now being invited into your home, being invited into your relationship, being invited to be a part of your life. And you have no idea that this is what's going on. So, like I said, I'm not an expert in this, but I feel like this needs to be talked about. Dr. Man, where are you? Oh my God. Oh my God, where are you? Yes. Hi, Jimmy. How you doing? Yeah, so I'm on here talking about how trauma affects relationships. How sometimes we can see that in a person, and sometimes we just don't. We know is that we can say a certain thing or make a certain noise, and it just ticks them off. It just, you know, you don't know what's going on. And then you have the people that kind of have, like, yeah, I do have, I have these issues that I haven't dealt with. And so my thing to them is get help. At least try to, because you're being invited in someone's lives, and you know they don't need to deal with that. They don't need you to bring on your trauma onto them. Now, if you're working on it and you didn't ask your spouse or whatever to, you know, to be like, I went through this, I need help going through this. Hopefully there's someone that you're with them, right? Y'all in a relationship. So hopefully they're that person that can understand that and not be judgmental. And if you're the person and your spouse is coming to you and saying this to you, like, look, I have these issues and I feel comfortable talking to you, don't push them away. Don't judge them. No, don't do that. Don't do that, because you're only going to make it worse. They're not going to want to talk to nobody then. Like, they just told you they was comfortable, and you're shutting them down, or you're judging them. Don't do that. Don't do that, because you're making things worse, right? So I wanted to tap in with you guys on this because it's a very, very big thing that's going on in relationships. And things are just crazy, right? And you're blaming it on this and you're blaming it on that. And neither one of you are realizing that there's hidden trauma there. And it might be for both of you. And if that's the case, that both of you have experienced trauma, and if it's not being addressed, right? Or if it have been addressed and there's nothing being done, then there you go there. There's going to always be issues there. There's going to always be issues. Because if you're not trying to fix that, if you're not trying to address it, then that person is always going to be the person that you're lashing out at. Always. It's easier, right? They're right there. So it's easy. So you guys, I just want you to be mindful and think back if you feel like you have been through childhood trauma or even adulthood trauma. You know, I really think that you should talk to someone. Try to resolve that as much as you can. It's not going to be easy. Bringing back those feelings and those thoughts is not going to be easy. It is not. But one day at a time, right? Because at the end of the day, you do want peace of mind. You don't want to go through your life like letting certain things be triggers. How can you live like that? It's not peaceful, right? And if it's a physical abuse thing, no, no, no. Women, if you're in a relationship and he's been abused and he's taking it out on you and you have kids, no, love, no. Mm-mm. You deserve better. Man, if you're with a woman and that's all she knows is abuse, and let me tell you, you got women that's been abused as children and they provoke men. They provoke men to get that ass. They just do. And that's her way of feeling loved because that's just how she's so used to getting it that way. So men, don't fall for that. Don't fall for that because that's her trauma. That's her way of expressing her way of feeling loved. Right? And you so in love and you like, I don't want to, no, you don't want to leave her, but you'll slap the shit out of her. Don't do that. Don't do that. So you got a lot of women that provoke men to hit them because that's what they're used to. Men, do not fall for it, right? Do not fall for it. And there's a lot of single men out there with kids. Be mindful. Be mindful, because a lot of times we always tell women, be mindful about men, who you bring. You got to do the same thing with women. There's women out here raping people. There's women out here molesting. There's women out here beating on their kids, beating on kids. They're beating on elders and everybody, Beat your ass too if you let them. But they out here provoking you. So do not fall for it. Don't do it. Don't do it. That's just part of her trauma, right? And you don't want to be part of that. You don't. You don't. Miss Dr. Bell, where is Dr. Bell at, you guys? Because I'm just like, I'm so excited. I'm like, yes. Because she could give you more insight on what to look for, certain things, And so, what is going on? Dr. Hello. Look, she's probably like me, you guys, because I'll be on here like, what am I doing? What the hell am I doing? But I'm figuring it out. Okay, so look, you guys, I don't know what's going on. Dr. Bell is not here, but I promise you, I don't care. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to figure out a way where sometime this week, sometime, I don't know, bam, I'm just going to do a live with her. We're going to be like right there next to each other if we got to. Just to give you more insight on this, because it is very important. If you value your relationship that you're in and you just don't know what the hell is going on, you don't know what to do, look into that. Look into that. And if you're going to ask the person that you're with, is there any trauma that you haven't talked about? You know, be attentive. Just listen, right? Don't judge. Don't give too much of your opinion. Just listen. They'll let you know if they're ready to talk about it. They'll let you know. And you never know. Some people want to talk about it. They just don't want to be judged. They don't even know how to approach you to talk about it. You can approach them, you know, but do not. Let me say this. And let me say, sometimes people don't like to talk about what they've been through because when you're in a relationship, people love to throw shit back in your face. Woo. Mm-mm. Don't do that. Don't be that type of person. And the person, if you're the one that's dealing with trauma and you're with the person that loves to throw shit in your face, don't tell they ass shit. How about that? Don't tell them shit. The best thing for you to do is just go seek counseling. Don't tell they ass shit. And then you need to rethink about whether you want to be in that relationship because that's not cool at all. That's not cool at all. I don't know what people think. Let me tell you guys something. Relationships are not to get into to bring misery to someone else. Okay? If you don't have any good intentions, get your ass home. It's enough things going on in this world. It's enough that we've been through already. We don't need nobody coming to our lives with some more bullshit. Okay? Let me put it to you that way. So if you're the person with the trauma and you know that you really can't talk to the person you're with, you need to reevaluate who you're with. Because there's no way that you should be with someone and you guys are telling each other that you love each other, especially when it comes to those words. Oh, I love you, I love you, I love you. But as soon as you have a disagreement, they throw shit back up in your face. Don't do that. If you're the one that likes to throw shit back in someone's face, don't fucking do that. Because I'm pretty sure there's 1,000 things they could throw in your face, but they choose not to. Right? So if you're in a relationship and you're loving someone and you say you love them, right? Let them know that they can come to you, that you got their back, right? That you're not going to judge them. We have enough shit going on. And if you really want to be in a healthy relationship, then you'll do whatever you need to do to make sure that they straight. But some people don't want to be fucking helped. No matter what the hell you do, no matter how you approach it or whatever, they don't want your fucking help. So now you got to make a decision. Do you stay in this or do you get the fuck out? Because if they don't want any help and they know that this is trauma and they know that they're acting out in this way and they don't want no help and they don't give a fuck, you got to go. Unless you love it, unless you like it. Because so many women, so, I'm in this situation. I can't get out right now. No, you can. You can. You can. You can. You can. It is possible. I don't give a damn if you got to plan your getaway. You got to plan your getaway. That's what it is. Right? Because it will suffocate you dealing with someone else's issues and they don't want to address it. They just think in the way that they are that, no, it's not cool. It's not healthy at all. It's not at all. Like I said, I don't know where Dr. Bell is. What, Dr. Bell, Lord. You guys, I'm just so excited to have her. You have no idea. She is so cool. I wanted her to give out her information to you guys. We are located in Las Vegas. Resilient Truth. I think it's Resilient Truth. You can look that up. Yes. Her name is Teresa, Dr. Bell. You can look her up. And if you need any type of help, just look her up. And I will come on here the next time I do my live. I will try to have her here. If not, I will have all her information just for you to be able to talk to someone, to get some type of help. You know, even if you just like you're dealing with the person with the trauma and you don't want to leave, you love them, you know, you want to help them, you know, you can still reach out to her and get advice on how to approach that person or how to deal with these or, you know, all those things that's healthy. Like I said, if you love each other, you should want the best for them. And that is mental, right? Knowing that they're straight, they're healthy mentally, they're healthy emotionally, you know, because that's what helps, that's what builds a strong relationship. You cannot be around here living with people, being married to them, saying you love them, and you just get so used to the chaos that you're just fine with that. No, because sometimes if it's not addressed, that can be dangerous. Some of you are already going through it. Some of you haven't some of you haven't experienced that yet, but it will happen. If it's not addressed, it could be very dangerous. And you don't want to go through that shit. You don't want to go through that shit because then you'll be the person, you guys, I have left fully furnished houses. Look, the ass is on that because I've left more than once. I believe your ass, okay? You won't even know I'm gone. You be back shit look like I ain't them. Yeah, I'm gone. Don't need nothing. Somebody gonna die. You don't want to be in that position. You do not want to be in that position, loves. No, 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 no. You do not. So the other day I did my podcast and it's called Reset Your Worth. You guys, please go listen to that because it's not a game. We do not have time for bullshit. We don't have time. We do not have time. You think you got all this time in the world, don't you? You don't. We don't have time. We want to be happy. We want to be on our highest fucking vibration. You have no idea how high that is. Whew. Yes. It's real high. But like I said, you guys, if you're the one that's dealing with the trauma, please, it is okay to get some help. It really, really is. It really is. It will be so much insight that you haven't even thought of. You know, there's insight like, oh shit, I didn't even realize that. Right? And if you're the person that's dealing with someone that you kind of think that they're going through trauma or been through trauma and it's affecting you, like find a way. Hi, sis. Oh my goodness. Hi, Nikki. Yes. I don't know if you want to come on this conversation, right? Do you want to let me know if you guys want to come on just right? Oh, you guys, so me and my sis, we be, baby, look, I got to get in the studio. Because y'all don't know I can spit, baby. I'm a cool rapper. I'm a cool rapper. Yes, yes, yes. You guys, no, this is serious. You really, really, I really, really want you guys to get some help because trauma is real. I think we all have experienced some type of trauma in our lives. You know, it's not the same, but, you know, and I tell people that's why you get so many angry adults. We're lied to as children, we're abused as children. So, yes, we're going to be angry fucking adults. It's just truth. And then you bring that into your relationship, right? And let me say this. So a lot of time people with trauma, they're seeking relationships, right? They're seeking that love they didn't get. They're seeking for all this goodness that they feel like should be in a relationship. And when that doesn't happen, yeah, so when that doesn't happen, it's like, I don't know, some people trip. Like, bitch, I thought you loved me. Right? I thought you loved me, bitch. What? I only said hi. It's the way you said hi. So now you got this person tripping out on you because the way you say you can't even say hi to this motherfucker a certain way. You know? No. So you guys, let's get it together. Like relationships, you guys. I hear a lot of people talk about marriage. Oh, marriage, marriage. Marriage is just a fucking word. Marriage ain't did that to you. You did it to marriage. You fucked it up. Yes, you got so many people talking about marriage, this, marriage, that. Marriage is just the word. Huh? What are you doing? What are you doing in your marriage that is so messed up? Yes, hurt people hurt people. And you guys, that ain't okay. That ain't okay. It's true, but it's not okay. Because I hear that a lot, right? Like I said earlier. Yes, look, Vicky, look, my sis. Yes, people say it is true. Hurt people, but that's not a good excuse to go around hurting no damn body, right? I understand the emotions that comes with that, and you feeling like you got to get something back. You got to get somebody back. Let me tell y'all motherfuckers that's being raped or molested as children, leave the motherfucking babies alone, okay? I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear that. Oh, now you sitting up here molesting kids and shit because you was molested and you want somebody, you feel bad. I get it. I understand. But you better go look for that motherfucker. Yeah, I said what I said. And you know what I'm saying. You better go take it out on that motherfucker. But leave these babies alone because you're recreating the same shit. And you'll be that motherfucker that baby come looking for. Okay? Now, like I said, I'm not going to sugarcoat nothing because it is real. That's what it is. It's real. So women and men, when you bring these people into your lives, yes, leave the babies the fuck alone. Just know, because I don't like that. I'm all for the baby. You can, let me see, I'm all for the babies and elders, baby. Let me see somebody. When the elders be walking across the street, I just be looking, waiting for somebody to get disrespectful. I don't do it. Do not do it. Leave the babies alone. They are beautiful, innocent souls. You know, you bring this person in your house and they've been physically abused, and that's what they want to do. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. Okay. Okay, you guys, like I said, I suppose I text Miss Bell, right? And I did. I was just like, dang, she'll see me on, so she'll just come on. So she just texted me like, girl, you ain't text me. My bad. So I'm gonna have to make that up to you guys. I'm gonna have to make it up to her because I know she was prepared, Lord. And oh, thank you, sis. Thank you. You know what, you guys? Look, I don't know. I was exercising, and so if I move a certain way, my whole shoulder blade is all. I was in like that's why I was late because I was sitting up here trying to. And I said, I got to get it together. I got to get it together for my people. Thank you so much, beautiful. Oh, thank you. You guys, my baby Nay. That's my baby. She probably like, Mama, I didn't tell you to call me out. But yeah, so I don't know if I put it on here, but I've been advertising that. I'm talking about trauma in relationships. That's what I'm talking about, trauma in relationships. And if you know someone that they're not telling you that there has been trauma, but they react to certain things, that's kind of giving you a clue. Like I was saying, like trust your intuition. Hi, love. Hi, Nate. Yes, yes, yes. Girl, no pain, no gain. Oh my God. Oh my God, it's terrible. You know, I'm cool one way, as soon as I'll be like, ooh, gotta be a soldier. I'll be a warrior around here with this pain. I'm like, Bishop, you was on the battlefield. Yes, hi, love. Yes, so if you're dealing with someone that possibly have trauma or has had trauma, and they're bringing that into your relationship, you either have to make a decision that you want to help them. If they're giving off that they want to be helped, right? Then okay, cool. But if you come to them and be like, hey, I know this will do it. Is there something you may want to talk to me about? And if they say no, that's cool. Okay. You know, but if they say yeah, then just be like, you know, I'm here to listen, you know? Don't judge them. Don't judge them, you know, because they already don't want to talk about it, you know? You got so many people that has dealt with trauma that they're drinking to get over it. They're using drugs to get over it. They're doing many different things. You don't have to be drinking or on drugs to get over anything. Yes, they need love and they need unconditional love. And that's what I was saying too. You got so many people in trauma, they go in these relationships looking for love. And that's not the answer, because the person, you're bringing that trauma to the person that you're with. And so they need unconditional love. They don't need to be, yes, they're avoiding it. They don't need to be in a relationship love. They need to just have unconditional love. You guys, and I done been in relationships where at the end I'd be like, nigga, we could have just been homies. Nigga, you needed a hug? Is that all you need? Because I got hugs. Yeah, I got hugs. I got unconditional love for everybody. Like, we all need to be in this motherfucker, like, you know? But you do have a lot of people that they seek out relationships to fulfill what they feel like they need. Yes. Yes, true love heals them. But that don't mean you need to be in a relationship to get true love. No. No. You thinking, oh, because this person's going to be with me forever, that's love. No. Love is being healed. Love is loving yourself. Yes. The trauma. I was like, Truman, okay. Yes. Yes. The trauma is real. And we all have it at some. Self-love. Look, you guys, I was just telling Vicky, like, I did my podcast and it's called Reset Your Worth. And that's what I was talking about. Self-love, baby. You ain't gonna get it from nobody else but yourself. Baby, because on my podcast, I be universal hugs. We giving out hugs and loves to the highest vibration, yes. I be real hypey. On my podcast, y'all, because it's something about the energy. Like, I get my energy from you guys, you know, you guys can see me. And on the podcast, they can't see me. So it's just really on some vibrational. And I love it. I just go, ah. I literally be like, ah. You know, but yes, trauma, the things you're going through. Hi, cousin. Hi, are you beautiful? You guys, my cousin, she's so bomb. Y'all don't know, she still look like she's 14 and shit. She just bomb. I think we gotta it's just in the genes and shit. We be looking 20 years younger and shit. We'll be 60. But yes, okay. Yes, here you go. Yes. Okay, yes. Okay, where's she at? Okay, yes. Oh, yes, you guys. Okay, she's joining.
You didn't
Yes.
text me.
Oh my God, yes.
You didn't text me. I just happened to go over and I said, oh, wait, it is on live.
I know. I'm so, okay, let me apologize. I'm so sorry, because I was telling them that I told you that I would text you.
Mm-hmm.
I did. Yes, I told you that I would text you, and I totally forgot because, yeah, I'm my own production, right? So I'm trying to get the lights right, and I'm already late. Right? My shoulder blade is killing me. But I'm so glad, because I was hoping, I was like, I hope she see I'm on here. And
yeah. just
Yeah, I was
happened
kind
to
of getting
notice.
discouraged. I was like, oh, but I'm so, so glad you guys, this is Miss Dr. Bell that I was telling you guys about. How are you?
I'm blessed. I'm so proud of you. You are truly doing your program.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You so pretty. Hi.
Oh yeah, that's a blessing because it's past my bedtime now. This is traumatizing for me.
Mine
No.
too. Mine too. I was in the bed. I was like, oh Lord, I only got like 40 minutes to get on, but I'm gonna
Right.
do it.
Yes. Discipline. I love it.
Yes, yes. Dr. Bell, I'm so appreciative that you are here. I'm so excited. You have no idea. So I was telling them about trauma
Uh-huh.
and trauma in relationships. And I think I done talked enough. Can you please
Okay.
give us insight on how trauma can come up in relationships and how it can affect relationships?
Okay. Trauma. Let's say it's not respect to a person. What may be traumatic for you may not be traumatic for me. It's a personal journey. Trauma is the school of hard knocks. That's where you get your learning. You can do book smart all day long, but you get your experience through your traumas. I wouldn't say that it affects relationships. I would say that it affects you personally, because like I said, again, whatever is traumatic for you may not be traumatic for me. We being raised in different cultures and traditions and stuff like that. Like everybody always asks me, I'm not from here or whatever, because no prejudice or anything. I just wasn't raised around my nation. So therefore, a lot of things in my nation, I don't understand. So people think I'm gullible or whatever. Whereas a lot of other people, being raised in the nation, they think, something wrong with you, it's just different. So in relation to trauma, let's pick a trauma. See, your site is about what? Sex and relationships. Let's pick a trauma, sexual abuse.
Yeah.
Okay. Me personally, sexual abuse for 14 years of my life. And this is the reason why I chose to go into psychology. And the trauma, how it affected me was I came out with a doctorate and I'm working on my 4th master's. So for me, I isolated. Some other people who may have went through sexual abuse, they may be promiscuous. I'm not saying I wasn't that. I have been a prostitute. I have been on drugs. I can tell my whole testimony.
Yeah.
I am also a pastor,
Yes.
but everybody receives trauma or deals with trauma differently. Whereas the culture you were raised in, you could kind of, maybe that was always around, they was, color purple, it was always doing,
Yeah.
versus somebody that never have experienced that. It would be traumatic, and maybe they're closed in. They are what you call introverts. They don't want to talk to people. They don't want to socialize. They got social anxieties. And then you have the ladies that's on the street, the human trafficking and everything. It's because they dealt with that.
Yeah.
So trauma is basically your personal journey and how you process it. And that's with anything. I think the most traumatic thing is children who have no siblings. And I say that because they don't have, it all begins at home. That saying, they don't have that I'm going to say that society, that share in the home. And then when they come out, you see a lot of them on alcohol and drugs because they're used to having things their way, and because they ain't have to share with nobody. Wow. So that's a trauma in itself. So like I said, it all depends on what trauma it is. Racism is a trauma. You gonna hate me because of the color of my skin. Come on now.
Yes.
It's all depend on how you look at it. What it is. And some people, OCD being late is a trauma. I'll mess with you. It all just depends on how you look at it. It's something, whatever you see through your lens, that's devastating. And trauma is like looking through a shattered lens, like a broken glass, because your heart is broken. So if you become educated. I ain't saying become a professional student like me, but become educated and, you know, learn about your situation, then you can heal. And when you begin to look through eyes that are, you know, no longer heartbroken, you know, it's different. But then, you know, trauma don't look the same either. You may, you know, groove over here and then you get a trauma over there.
Yeah.
You know, like another thing, you just sex and relationships, you know, girls that really get into these guys and everything. And the guys, you know, they're logical. You know, they're more logical. They're not emotional. Right. So they just doing what they do. But a girl that's really emotional and thinking, oh, he's the one, he gonna marry me, and then she find out he doing something with somebody else. Well, it was never in that man's mind or that guy's mind to be with that young lady. And that may be traumatizing for her. Wow. To where, you know, we have suicide, we have, you know, all depending on what level you go to. So that's what I'm saying. I like how you say self-love and everything. That's your first point, because ain't nobody gonna love you like you. But the problem with that is people have to learn how to love themselves. Yeah. And we got to stop settling yes. for any and everything. Yes. You know, we are our own, you know, little world. You know, we are a world in a world. You know, I'm different, you different, but we need to learn how to come together and accept everybody for who they are. You know, we can't try to make people be who they are. You know, we can't, you know, be respect to a person. But I'm just saying, if you see somebody traumatic, encourage, don't, you know, beat them on the head with a mallet or something like that. But like I say, a lot of people don't. Let me give you an example. Some people be in a situation, and you ever seen somebody that standing around looking like a deer in headlights? Is because they've never experienced that, but it may be traumatic for you. Right. They can't help you because they have no relation, no experience with it. It don't mean that they don't care, but they just don't know, right. you know, about it. It's not something that they've been through. Mm-hmm. So we uplift one another when we share, you know, what we've been through. But, you know, we the nation, we prideful. We sweep stuff up under the rug, and, you know, we're not get good to tell everybody, especially our sisters. You know, some of our sisters want to be like crabs in the bucket. We'll help you get there, but we ain't gonna let you get out before we do. Right. But if we just bond and come together more, then we're able to deal with these traumas more. Yeah. And we'll know what a trauma is. You know, trauma just ain't substance abuse, you know, alcohol or sexual abuse or racism. Trauma could be, you know, you don't know how to talk to people. You know, there's some people that sit at home, they scared. They don't know how to talk to people because maybe their parents, you know, you ain't never going to be nothing. You know, you ain't never be a tramp, you know, stuff like that. Yeah. Trauma has different faces. It's the mask that people put on. So I guess I'm off my soapbox. But yeah, trauma is not a relational thing. It's a personal journey. It's how you deal with it. It's a personal journey and how you deal with it, because as you deal with it, how it affect your heart, then you take that and you go and be with somebody, or like it'd be a sister or brother. It don't have to be, you know, a soulmate or anything like that. You could be your parents. It's how you relate to other people based on how you see things. It destroys your psyche. It changes your psyche is what it does, a heartbreak, because you don't know, everybody ain't gonna deal with the same heartbreak the same way. So, right. I mean, even in a family, if you have, say, I deal with crisis, you know, being linked with Medicaid and everything. I deal with crisis. We just had a mother pass. One child deals with it different from another child. You know, one is blaming, and the other one, you know, we trying to make sure she ain't gonna go do something to herself. You know, it's like I say, it's a personal journey, and it's only as traumatic as you allow it to be. So if we don't get depressed and just give up on life when things happen, if we, like I say, participate in your program, you know, start learning, why did this happen to me? What can I do different? You know, try to change how it looks or whatever. And, you know, always have that overcoming attitude, not that defeated attitude. And like I said, as women, we can do something when we got that overcoming attitude. Because,
Yes.
you know, it only took one woman to mess up the whole world. It can take one woman to put it all back together.
Yes.
Yes.
And you saying that, do you feel like, because we do, women, we do birth the world, we birth children. So
Yes.
do you feel like a lot of that trauma is that children experience is on us?
I believe that as how we process it, there are some mothers that have gone through trauma, say with their spouse, but they never let their children show it. They never talk about their children's father in front of them, you know, that kind of thing. They never put their hurt onto the children, and the children are able to raise. Yes, the mothers are hiding, and you know, they in their closet, or maybe they talking to their therapist or whatever. That's one thing we need to do. Mental health is real in Black America too.
Yes.
We need to be, you know, talk to somebody. Even a therapist has a therapist, but a lot of us just get to ourselves and we implode. But there are some mothers who do down talk to dad and, you know, all this, and causes the child's psyche to be messed up. And then, you know, that's generational curses, because that child does their child, and then it just keeps continuing to go on. Like I say, it's a personal journey. If I don't, like, I never talked about my children's father. You know, when I divorced him, my children grew up and got their own relationship with them, and they still have a relationship with them. That ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm doing my life and he doing his.
Right.
So I'm just saying, when trauma hits us like that, we shouldn't be so quick to point the finger, because yes, we do have children that we change in our future by changing their mindset.
Yes.
That's not fair to them. They ought to be able to get their own mindset. You see what I'm saying? But some of us just get so hateful and so hurtful, because instead of dealing with the hurt on the inside of us, we jump out there and lash out and try to hurt the father or the baby daddy as much as we can. So yes, I do believe it affects the children only if we allow it. But mature women know how to deal with themselves and not involve everybody else into their hurt and pain.
So true.
They know how to go to other people and vent, like therapists and doctors and such like that.
Yes.
Yes.
How do you feel about people that seek relationship in thinking that it's going to help the trauma? Like they're looking for love. They seeking love, thinking it's going to replace the trauma.
Well, like I said, depending on what the trauma was and that person's mindset. You know, we seek for love in all the wrong places. You and I both know you can only find love within yourself, because if you don't have love within you, you can't recognize it anywhere else. So in seeking love, you can find trauma. You can find a lot of hurt, because just because we go lay down with a man don't mean he gonna love us. But in some of our minds, it does mean that. You know, they can drop a wet spot and go, you know, and, you know, they never have an emotional attachment, you know, but once we get tired of that and start putting more into ourselves, then when we put more into ourselves, then that's when the real ones, the mature men, come and chase us. And then we are able to pick and choose, because we're princesses. We're supposed to pick and choose, not chase.
Yes. Not just settle for whoever.
Any old thing. Right. Right. Nowadays, you got to be careful. They come with stuff.
Yeah.
You mess around there, get all kind of disease and everything. We living through a pandemic, things we ain't never seen before. So it's time out. We got to be more mature, because then some of us are suicidal like that. We just, but you know, by any means necessary. And you know, that's because we never take time to put any invest in ourselves. You know, the only thing that can validate you is you. Not no man, nothing can validate you but you. And if you can't validate yourself, nothing else, nothing is going to measure up. So when we find who we are, you know, even in scripture and in society, know thyself. When you learn who you are, then that's when you'll find life and life more abundantly, because you'll know who you are. A lot of trauma comes to hit us, and it hits our identity. And we are people that normally are searching for our identity anyway, because a lot of us are trying not to be something or be like something versus learning something to be like? You know, what do we want to do? You know, what of our dreams? Some of us don't even have dreams because we feel like, you know, looking at our ancestors and stuff, like we can't do this, that, and the other. But it's a mindset. If we all just learn and work on our mind, you can be what you want to be. And you have to believe that. And what you do is you get yourself around people that are not only believing that, but doing that. I tell my testimony all the time. You know, I'm self-employed. You know, my house, my car, everything. I ain't got no man or whatever. I got my children, a successful single mom, and you know, I'm a mentor for a lot and a pastor as well. So when they come to me, they got to come to me. They know they got to bring it. They can't just floss in my Cadillac and not put no gas in it. So, so it all depends on how we carry ourselves. If we carry ourselves defeated and like trauma, you know, all on us, then that's what we're going to gravitate. But if we carry ourselves like we love ourselves and, you know, we take pride in ourselves. Now, I ain't talking about that bad pride. I'm talking about we care about ourselves and we just not going to settle for nothing. Then that's what you gravitate, is people that respect you. Don't, you know, a lot of trauma comes from dealing with a lot of disrespect. You know, there's a lot of men out there that's been hurt by women. Some been hurt by their moms. And they're womanizers, and they can't stand women, and they just use them as a doll, blow-up doll, you know, and that's traumatizing to the woman. But like I say, if the woman take pride in herself, that she ain't gonna just settle for all this, that, and the other, it'll make him step up to the plate, because he can't just treat you any old kind of way. If he wants to be with you, he can't treat you just any old kind of way. And men, trust me, it gets in their feelings when a woman is doing better than they are. Trust me. It makes them step up. They step up their manhood. You know, they're very intimidated by men. I don't try, but that's just in their manhood.
And
how could a single mom be doing better than me? Yes.
I hear that a lot, and I noticed that a lot of women that, you know, do have their own things. They own their own business. They own their own homes and whatever else they do. It's like they're single because men just can't grasp the fact that she can handle her own, that she's gotten this on her own, and through her journey, I hear and I've experienced a lot that in a woman's journey to better herself or do whatever it is she feel like she could accomplish, then that man is intimidated not only by her, what she could do, he's intimidated of another man that either, you know, that's already at that status, or she may meet coming up in that status, you know. So and even in that can cause some type of trauma for her, because in my experience, I've dealt with that in relationships. Me wanting to, you know, I'm so, you know, excited about this and that, and you just being shot down in that relationship, and it makes you depressed, you know. It makes you have this thing about, am I worthy of success and all this stuff.
And that's where how you process it. You know, I've been there too. And, you know, I'm like, something wrong with me, you know, because I done got out here. The man feel like, well, what can I do for you, kind of thing. But that's what they really, really want, though, is a woman that, you know, they need to know that she ain't no gold digger. So men that I, you know, go to dinner with or whatever, I say, we all like to eat, you know, like that. But they're intimidated because they don't know, like buying gifts. What could I buy her? She already got it, you know, that kind of thing. But when you let them know that you don't want them for the monetary or anything like that, you want somebody to share your life with. You know, a lot of them, they feel like they don't have enough to bring to the table or whatever. But you just have to really know that you their ride or die. And, you know, if they're mature enough and they ready for that, they'll go ahead and come on in with that. But if they just out there playing, just, you know, to get money from you, looking for a sugar mama, then they'll just fall off. But there's that one that will say, okay, she wants to share, you know, You know, after pretty soon I'm 52, I'm gonna be ready to retire, and I don't want to go do vacation and retire by myself. So I say I'm available, you know, as far as whenever, but they gotta come to the point. They gotta come straight.
Yeah.
They can't come to me, you know. If they coming to me asking me for money and stuff, I know he ain't the one. You know, just coming. And I'm not saying I won't help a brother.
Right.
I'm not saying, but when you know my payday better than I do, we got a problem. That's what I'm saying. So
No,
I,
that's
you know,
real.
I like a brother, you know. I have a kingdom, you know, and if there's a king that can come in here and where I won't have to do so much work, I'm willing. It's not about the income, but like I say, in some men, it's about the income because they feel like she making more money than I am. But you know, that's just the maturity level of that man too.
True.
That's the difference between a man and a boy, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
A lion isn't gonna know, you know, his territory. He gonna know what he need to do when he come in here. So that's a lion. So if you get a little cub in here, he ain't the one. Just keep moving.
He ain't gonna know what to do at all. And I was talking about how if two people that have experienced trauma are in a relationship together, how dangerous that can be.
Yes, because, and I even teach this, you know, in the pastor's role, marriage is not two half pieces bringing together. Marriage is two whole pieces. Because when you got two broken people coming together, you're looking for one to satisfy the other and the other to satisfy the other. What marriage is supposed to be, I'm supposed to meet the one who has strengths in my weaknesses, and I'm supposed to be strengthened his weaknesses. So, but when you bring two broken people together, they are, like we say, looking for love in all the wrong places. They are constantly looking for that person to be, say, God in their life to save them or get them to feel happiness or get them to feel the way they want to feel. But the other person is broken too. So it's never even. It's unequally yoked, as we call it. So when you got two people that's whole, that know what they want, they desires, and they visions line up together, they can soar. They don't have to flap like chickens. They can soar. That's the difference. So like I say, when you get two broken people coming together, I mean, I know they say, you know, it's supposed to work like that, but that's not how it works.
No.
You know, opposites attract, and they attract because you ain't never seen two puzzle pieces come together and they got solid edges. They got to have jagged edges. You know, they fit together.
Yeah.
Like, you're good at podcasts and I'm good at talking. You know, we click like that. But you just, two broken people, I could say I'm sexually abused and you run around, you was an abuser. That's not going to work. You know, it's you got to have pretty much this, not going to say the same vision, but your visions got to come together, and that way you can be able to soar.
The end goal.
Yeah. It can't be two totally different visions. Right.
I get that. Dr. Bell, thank you so much. Can you let everybody know if they need someone to talk to or how they can look for you and find you, your information?
Yes. I have a nonprofit called Resilient Truths. It's a human service. It's not a church. Resilient Truths, where we do case management, and I refer you to whatever agency if you need a therapist or anything like that. I'm a pastor of God's Word for Life, 1305 North D Street, in the heart of the West Side, 89106. And also my YouTube channel, Resilient Truths. You can go on there and see me always going on my soapbox about something. So I do my church stuff on there. I have a podcast that I need to get back into. So you convict me right now. I have a podcast that I need to get back into called Save, Sexy, and Single. And I have a lot of stuff going on that YouTube channel. And I don't know, maybe I'll start a podcast like this later. You inspire me.
Yes.
I just need some topics and feedback, you know.
Look,
but yeah, that's how you get in contact with me.
That's beautiful.
This
So you guys,
resilienttruths.org is my webpage. And it'll have any and everything on there. You can find whatever venue that you need to see me at, and you can contact me.
yes,
resilienttruths.org.
yes, yes. I'm so excited you came. I'm so excited
I'm
because
so
I'm
excited
like,
I figured it out.
I know I was still when I first started, I was like, okay, what do I do? What
I was like, where's she
I was
at? No.
so happy you came. I'm so happy. I really appreciate your time
Yeah.
also. I know, right?
Yes.
Because I be asleep by 8 or 9 myself.
Right. Right. Well, I said it's Friday night. I said I don't want to act like old people. Let me try to look young.
But you know what? It's Friday the 13th.
I know. Don't tell me that. I don't be doing them superstitions, but I just noticed that too when I look at the computer. Yeah, but
We
we
good.
made it a good 13. We talked about a good topic.
Thank you so much. I know, right? Because you guys, I be telling Dr. Bill, like, I be like, look, Dr. Bill, I be on here and just be turned up, and she be like, lady, and I tell
uh,
her, I be like, but I'm gonna have some other
uh,
conversations so you can come on.
okay, yeah. So you don't want to come on here and get the Facebook police. No.
None of that other stuff I be talking about.
Right.
But I
I'm
really
just,
wanted, I
you
really
doing
wanted them. I really wanted my viewers, my followers. I really want them to understand and know that some of the things that they're going through in their relationship is caused by trauma.
Yes, it is. It's like, but it's a personal journey. It's a mindset. It's a prison, but you hold the key. You can let yourself out at any given time. You don't have to, to be defined by anything that comes to you. You just look, I'm not going to deal with this. I'm going to educate myself. I'm going to overcome. You got to have that positive mindset, not that negative, pessimistic. You just, like I say, you hold the key. And whenever you want to turn the key and get yourself out of that mindset, then that's up to you.
Yes. Just do it.
Yes.
Just do it. It's
Yes.
so funny because you got the Nike that says just do it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all you have to do. Like I started my podcast and I was just like, girl, just do it.
Yeah. Just do it. Yeah.
Just do it. Just do it. And like you said, it's self-love, self-love. And I was telling my viewers, like, it's not easy.
Mm-hmm.
Day by day, you have to
Yeah.
keep reminding yourself. You have to keep being accountable, like you say,
Yeah.
for your thoughts and what you're thinking. So yeah, I get
You have
it.
to love yourself. I ain't gonna say it's gonna be no overnight thing, but I grew up in an era where love was selfish. They thought of it selfish. So, you just give, give, give. Then I thought about it one day. I'm like, I don't want to be, why I got to be giving all the time? Ain't nobody giving to me. So when you learn to get the hang of it, and I'm not saying, F everybody or nothing like that, but when you learn to start loving yourself and getting out of life what you want to get out of it, your whole asset, your whole trajectory, your whole mindset will change. I'm like, everybody looking at me, I keep talking about my car because my car to me, from where I come from, it's a blessing.
Yeah.
And like I say, I'm kept it in my Cadillac. I ride around with my clients and I ride around comfortably.
Yeah.
And she got a Cadillac, who she thinks she is. My house, because I'm in a gated community, because I look at my children, my daughter's here, a homeschooler. I want to make sure she's some type of safe. That's not only loving me, but that's loving her.
Yes.
Not saying that I'm better than, or I can't live in in certain areas or subservient areas, but I'm just saying, when you love yourself, you put yourself in better situations. You don't find yourself, you know, alcohol and drugs and tearing yourself down. You find yourself building yourself up. And
Yes.
love, when you love yourself, it feels good because you only know how to love you. You only know what you want. You ain't got to look for no man to give it to you. I'm like, oh, he didn't rub my feet.
Man.
He didn't do that. No, love yourself. And when they,
Love
they tell
yourself.
us that you're loving yourself.
No, for real.
Yeah, just love yourself. I go out on
Hydraulic.
many vacations, you know, be
No,
with me. I read a book. I go get a staycation or whatever. Just love yourself. And
love
when you loving yourself,
yourself.
that glow comes about you. You're happy. And that's what attracts people to you. So be careful. That's where the attraction comes from. Is a happy woman. You know, you're attractive because you start
Yeah.
glowing, you're eating healthy, you're doing for you, and then any and everybody start, you know, coming your way. That's where you gotta have that spirit of discernment. Say, look, are you from me or you just trying to get something out of me? That kind of thing. That part.
No, for real.
Yeah. Hmm. Right.
It is so true, so true. Dr.
Yeah.
Bell, please tell my viewers again where they could find you if they need this
Resilient
help.
Truths YouTube channel, ReSilient, and then the word truths, TRUTSTHS, or God's Word for Life. I'm the pastor there. We are there 12:30 on Saturday for Bible study and 12:30 on Sunday for worship service. Or like I say, I have a Resilient Truths Facebook page. Um, my channels are on iPhone, Google, Spotify. I'm pretty much everywhere you are. Just type in
Yes.
Resilient Truths. And also, let me see, I think all my number, my address, everything is on my website, resilienttruths.org. That's where you can find me.
Yes,
And if you need
yes,
any
yes.
kind of help or assistance or therapy or refer, let me know. I'll hook you up with the
Yes.
real ones that's trying to make money. I'm gonna hook you up with the real ones.
Okay.
Yeah, get you
Yes,
flowing.
yes. Yes. I thank you so much. Once again, I appreciate your time so much. Thank you so much, so much.
Yes, thank you for inviting me.
Yes.
All right.
So, you guys, I am Larissa Bella. Thank you so, so much for joining me. You know my quote: peace, love, lights, and lots of sex. Mwah. Thank you, Dr. Bell, once
All
again.
right. I'm
Bye
gonna go to bed.
bye.
My beauty sleep. Good night.
Yes. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Oh, yes, you guys. Hey. Hi, cousin. You guys, so yes, I was late on here. And yes, I was late. But I'm loving it. It was beautiful. That was Dr. Bell. She came by. Yes, 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 cousin. I love you. So if you missed this, I've been on here like an hour or something. So if you missed it, rewind, rewind it back, and just enjoy. I hope you get something out of this. I hope you got something out of this. Once again, Dr. Bell, she came through to enlighten us on some things as far as trauma and relationship. And I thank you guys so, so, so much for coming every fucking Friday, just wailing out with me. And we're just doing us and vibing and learning together because you guys, I'm here with you. We learning together, right? We learning together, and I enjoy you guys' energy, and I thank you so, 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 so much. Once again, I'm gonna go back and try to heal this shoulder, try to stretch it out. See, and you know what? Jimmy talk about hydraulics and 16 switches on caddy. You know what? And that was the question. No. But you guys, I love your energy. I thank you once again. Thank you for vibing with me. This is Watamelon Thicc. Like I said, I am your hostess, Larissa Bella. You know what my quote is: peace, love, light, and lots of sex. Good night, you guys. And look, it's Friday the 13th, so wild out if you like.